Yeah, I've already been bitten. That's typical, that is. I need a better poncho to go with not poncho. It's really difficult using the tripod today. Oh well. This thing's doing the thing, innit? Don't do the thing. At least never had it bothered with it. Yeah, let's not do that. Out again. I'm in my other permission spot this week. I need to vary it a bit and a couple of other things, but you've seen me here once before, so I've come down again. I haven't used this for a while because of the whole lot of trees that came down over the winter, and we're just sort of occupying all the good space to put a tent. Also, the grass was very, very, very long. That's now all been cut back. Looks like it's been done in the last couple of weeks, maybe a little less, so I can now put a tent back up. I'll show you around. Right. You can see where they mowed recently. I do have to be slightly careful. There's a path up there, so I can be overlooked, but that's all right. So it's quite a big field. Probably make the car down there, but it's quite large. Unfortunately, it's also mostly on slant. Okay, cut grass makes positioning the tripod quite tricky too, so you might be a little wonky. You can probably see on the camera all the flies are out, every single one, so out with the repeller. I've also managed to locate my smidge this week, so I have applied smidge. And then a little bit later on, I'll spark up the twig stove, I expect, and just push the rest away. Okay. So recently, using this little flex tail repeller, I had it on high straight away, and I'm just going to keep it on medium, low, whatever it's called. There's two settings. Now, I had it on high, but it only lasts for about 4, maybe 5 hours at that point, which is normally fine, but I think I quite like a little bit more out of it this time. So I'm going to keep it on this lower setting and hope it gives me a little bit more protection, at least local protection, for a lot longer. Where to put it? Over here for now. That'll do. Good. I especially wanted to come out this weekend because we have a named storm coming in. Storm Floris, I think. No, it's not actually going to pass straight over us here in Mid Wales. It'll actually be going a little bit north of us. Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern Wales is going to get nice hammering. But according to the radar, we should be here out on the outer edges of the rain bands and the wind. That might be tomorrow, or it might be Monday. It's currently looking more likely for Monday, but there are bands of clouds and rain and stuff coming in tomorrow as well. So we're back out with a Nortemp, just in case. I still could have pitched the other tents here, but I really like the north tent, and if it's going to rain I want that one, because it needs that soaking and drying time, which I explained last time round. So I'm going to do something different for dinner tonight. I'm going to do some hot dogs, but rather than heating them in boiling water, I'm going to put them in the little fire maple frying pan. And I've got some buns and some condiments. I have blatantly stolen this entire idea from Abel and Victoria's channel. I watched him in one of the huts out there in New Zealand last night, stuffing his face full of hot dogs, so I will not be eating anywhere close to the volume of hot dogs that he eats. You can't maintain this lithe physique eating hot dogs all day. Because we're expecting some iffy weather maybe, I've had a bit of a change of attire. I've gone back to wearing my long sleeve layer for now. I could have done with a short sleeve, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it's certainly not cold. It's certainly not heat wave weather as it was a few weeks ago, but it's fine. It's going to get down to about the same sort of temperature, 10, 11 degrees tonight, maybe a little bit less. So most of the rest of my summer gear is fine. I have put my winter trousers on, only because if the wind gets up, if it gets really wet, these are much better than the lightweight summer craghoppers. These are at least water repellent, and they're nice and warm and comfortable. So I'm still waiting for delivery on some stuff to do with the hammock, so I can get out for a hammock camp. I've got the hammock, but I haven't had a look at it yet. I've ordered a much larger tarp. I've got a 3x3, I think this is 3x4, just to give me that full coverage over the top. And also an underquilt. They're all coming, all Temus again, but they are overland instead of freight flight, which means they take a while. So there'll be a couple more weeks before I can use those. And then I just need to try and decide where I might want to use them. I don't think it's worth out camping down here. There are obviously plenty of trees to use, but they're always quite near a fence and things like that. I could also go back to the other spot, the little fairy ring. That's a perfect camping area for hammocks there. Or go somewhere else completely, and we'll see. Might as well get nice and comfy. Now you will hear some road noise every now and again. There is a road that runs just along the bottom of the field here. Nothing which you can do about that. It is the one road from where I am to, well, to the west from here. And it's also a little bit of a touristy road because I have to keep being quiet because people are walking past. It's a little bit touristy because if you go out that way, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from here, you get to a whole set of swimming pools, rock pools, diving spots, things like that along the valley floor. And if you keep going, you get to what's called Devil's Staircase, which is an awesomely fun bit of road. Out to Limbrian, and then eventually you end up in Tregaron and Lampeter and out that direction. It's a good biking road, as in motorbikes. And it's a good car road. I like driving anyway. Wife hates it. But I love all the switchbacks. All good fun. So yeah, it is a popular road. So you will hear some traffic noise, I'm afraid. Every now and again. Ah, this thing's doing the thing, innit? Don't do the thing. Seriously, one tigress, come on. I don't mind anything else about this thing, this table, but that is just, oh, drives me nuts. Anyway. So I'm sort of trying to find a nice little flat spot for the tent. I don't think I'm going to find one. So I just need to decide whether I want to sleep in a slight rut. So along here, for instance, which means that I won't roll side to side, or along this way, which means I will always go to the bottom of the tent, but I think I might try the rut. Let's get the ground sheet out. Facing the other way, but I should get in and have a look. Might not be an issue at all. We're on a bit of a slope, but nothing we can't handle. Okay, first things first. Let's get the vents open. They're very small, but they do the job. There we are, that's better. So I've just opened the inner door to the fly, which will give me a bit of breathing through there without letting all the bugs in. Well, the flies seem to be ridiculously attracted to the camera. Interesting. I wonder if it's a electromagnetic thing or heat or just something, but they love it. And I've got the flex towel again. And I'm going to stick some more smidge on. And now I think about it, having the door face back to the trees here is probably for the best. This little valley does act a bit like a wind tunnel if the weather's coming from the right direction. It howls through here. But you know, all part of the fun. I don't think I need to guide this right out. I will put the M1s out, as I always do. I do wish I could have any sort of signal down here, but I haven't got anything at all. Nothing. Oh well. So I can't check on weather reports or anything like that. Last time I checked, we were probably okay for today. It might rain in the morning. It looks like it's definitely going to rain on Monday. So I don't think the wind or the rain or anything else is going to get anywhere close to gnarly enough to warrant putting out the guys, other than the end ones to hold the vents up. And just add that little stability at the ends there. So all good. Got some new sunglasses. What do you reckon? Prescription ones. Quite nice. I would say the prescription is just about right. And in fact my prescription's probably changed a smidge since I cooked this one up actually. But we've got some clouds rolling in, which is interesting. The wind direction has just changed. Nothing to worry about yet. I've got blue sky there. Big grey cloud coming over me here. Yeah, so the wind was coming down the valley and now it's not, it's just started to curl, which could be interesting. I might make coffee. I did bring a tarp with me today, and if the weather looks like it's going to start chucking it down tonight, I might use it to cover my chair and table and such. But we will see. Petrol G3 again. I really like this. It's it's one of those things that's almost great, but just not quite great. Not entirely sure I know what the difference is, if I'm honest. It's sort of almost there. And it could be, just put those away. Could be the handle actually. A little clunky. Not terrible. Absolutely easy enough to use, just not quite perfect. I shouldn't need the pot stand today. I've got to check the gas levels. Remember my cup, I even managed to wash it out. There's a lot of traffic today. It's a little off-putting because it's a single track, effectively a single track rain. So everybody has to go very slow around all the corners and such. I should be able to do it. That's one of those. Which, if you were paranoid, would make you think they've seen you. They're slowing down. They're not. They haven't. It's just being sensible. Okay, there we go. There's the condiments. Tomato sauce, mustard. I bought these ages ago from probably Temu or Amazon, one or the other, I can't remember. And they've just sat there, not being used, so I managed to use them today, hopefully. They go well. Obviously I could just guesstimate that, but and I've got plenty of water, so I could if I wanted to, but actually it's silly, because if I did that, if I guesstimated it and I was well over, well, I'm using gas for nothing, I'm using water for nothing. And if I do that and I run out of either of those, or both, the problem would be, even if I wanted to stay for 2 days, I couldn't. I'd have to stay for just the one and then go home. Now, I've got the water filter, so I could go and get some more water, but I can't magic gas. Yeah, should have checked that gas. Shite. What have we got going on here? Okay, that was a little weird. So, almost like the nozzle was blocked on the stove. Oh well. It's okay because if I need to, I can easily spark the wood stove up, twig stove, and cook my meals on that, boil water on that. It's not a problem. More of an annoyance. I wasn't expecting that. Still. Mustn't grumble. So, with the application of ball smidge and the Flex Tile Repellent S doing its thing, the flies have started to leave me alone. They've disappeared. Interesting. I think it's a combination effort. A little bit more acceleration in the clouds. Although there's plenty of blue coming over as well. Moving a tad faster. Interesting. I'm just going to take a nice little stroll back down to the car, because there is a very slim chance that I might actually be able to pick up a 4G signal for like 2.3 microns so I can get a message out. If not, it doesn't matter too much. I know where I am. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Oh well. Yeah. Back to the car. Just going to pick up my down jacket. I can feel the wind. It's going to be chilly later. Should be fine. Big bird, hang on. One of the red kites. Thousands of the buggers over here. Never used to be. When they started feeding the few pairs that were left, and a couple of feeding stations, one over in Regular, another one Brecon Way, and the population's just exploded. There's loads of them everywhere. If you don't know what a kite is, look it up. It is a bird of prey. We have red kites here. I believe there are other flavours available. Anyway, let's just spin you around so you can get a bit of a view. So back that way where I'm camping, just in the trees there. Okay, that's obviously a thing, because when you do that, it then goes into repairing your file. So it must know that there are occasions, instances, where that's required. Don't quite know how, but there we are. Right, what am I looking for? Jacket. couple of things here. Got my jacket. Also got these. I haven't even tried these on yet. These are really just for mooching about. I don't think I'll use the shoes today. I will take the coat though, because I get a feeling once I'm under the covers tonight in the shade, which I will be when I want to use the stove, it'll get a little cold. And it can always attach to the back of my pack for moving it round back to the car later tomorrow. Not a problem. Anyway, I was showing you around, wasn't I? Hang on. There we go. You can see there's everything's on a very slight slant. You might be able to see all the fallen toppled trees, and there's a whole load more further round, which happened last winter in, must have been Storm Floris or the one before that, or one after that, can't remember. Anyway, there is maybe I can put a hammock into the trees there. I'll get a bit closer and show you. Spin around again. I might be able to put a hammock across those two, but it's on right on a cliff edge, so I don't think I'll be doing that. It's all quieting down as far as traffic's concerned, but if the sun stays out, next hour or two we'll get another influx of dog walkers, I suspect. We'll see. Not that it's a problem. Yeah, see, I've just gone underneath the cover out of the sunlight. It's definitely a little bit chillier. Just looking at the tree line here, see if there's any hammock worthy spots. Nothing so far. No, not really. Well, you could if you needed to. You could find just enough space in there maybe, but I don't think it's a great spot. Just get my bedding ready, set up really in a minute. Flies are back. We'll seeing if being in proximity of the repellent over the next few minutes makes a difference or not. It's really easy to just sit here and read your book, but the wind is just a little chilly. The sun's disappeared, or at least where I am in this valley I can't see where the sun is now. We've got hours before sundown, but that's okay. So I'm going to get the bedding out, get set up in the tent, so I don't have to worry about that. And then probably get something to eat. It is 23 minutes past 5. Weather's still good, blue sky coming through now. Warm in the sun, not so warm in the shade. Big surprise there. Alright, I'm going to attempt to do these hot dogs. And I'm going to do them on the gas stove, I think. I have brought the twig stove, but right now I'm not in the mood for it. Not that it's a huge amount of effort, but it's some effort. You know, feeding the twig stove does take a little bit of time. And you have to keep on going. Right. Let's just move my chair over the table. Let's not lose that. Don't lose that. I'm going to put you there. There we go. Okay. We have some frankfurters. Ready to eat. So really, I'm just heating them. That's fine. That's all I need to do. Warm them up. I can do that in the pan, or I could do it in boiling water. If I was doing hot dogs at home, it'd be in boiling water, but I'm still on this way, and I'm going to give it a try. Still a few people coming past, mostly people going home again, I assume. This time of night, 5ish, 6 o'clock. I really must sharpen this knife. Smells like hot dogs. Okay. This is going to be tricky because I've only got the BRS stove with me. It doesn't have a very large footprint stove wise. SD4A. Be rude not to. Which means I've got to really just hold it basically. What's this going? Slightly irritating. Okay, let's see if we can angle you usefully. We'll give it a go. In fact, before we do that, we'll cut a couple of these rolls down. Got to bring a plate. Pre-cut, lovely. those. Okay, let's go. Let's see how we get on. Right. Let's see if that's any good. Feels hot enough. Just put that down there for now. There's that. This is where I really should have had a plate. Okay, tomato sauce. Oh yeah, that works all right. Okay, good. Mustard. I was saying, I've only really, in the last couple of years, started liking mustard. Never really liked it before, or at least never had it bothered with it. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay. Not bad. Let's see what it's like. Nice. Just warm enough. Tasty. If anything, the roll is too dry. Good camp food though. Good that. Can't tell if it's in my beard. Don't really care. Right, let's warm these ones up. And then I might put a little bit more in this time, now that I know. There we are. These are good, these little containers. They were pennies for about 10, 15, but no money at all. Thanks, Abel. Really good suggestion, this. Nice one, mate. I have a feeling this one's going to get messy. If you've not yet checked out the channel, it's called Abel and Victoria. They're Kiwis? No. It's mostly Abel now. Victoria used to do stuff, but they've just had a sprog. And he goes out in all sorts of weather. But he always cooks a really good food. Does not skimp. He's a man that can pack food away 3 or 4 times what I could eat if I wanted to. Also, in New Zealand, there's a company called Macpac. I can't really seem to get them in the UK at all. Not even on, eBay and Vinted and stuff like that. But they make an alpha hooded top that looks fantastic. It really does. Oh, it's lovely, this. Oh man, it's really good food. It's very Moorish though. So I can see how Abel gets through a pack of 8 hot dogs. I think I'll stop at 4. For now at least. Oh, beards. That was bloody good. Right, I'm going to clear some of this stuff away. I do have another pack, but I'm going to be very ill if I eat those today. They'll be for tomorrow. Maybe breakfast. Who knows? As I mentioned earlier, now that we're getting into the 5:45 sort of time-ish, we get a few more dog walkers and they walk up along the path that can see me, and then back this way along the path that is a little bit covered, can't see me. So it's all dependent if they notice that I'm down here. Not that it matters. I'm allowed. I don't really see an issue. Put the mic on. We do that now. Hurry up, we'll try that again, It's so peaceful out here. Other than the odd person walking a dog or out for a walk. It's lovely. I think it should be a reasonably clear night. So I'll try and put a time lapse out if I can. We'll see how we go. I'm going to make a drink. Let's have a look in the drinks pouch. I think I'm probably out of hot chocolate. But I do have some soup. Some more soup. And some porridge. Plenty of coffees. It's definitely tempting to have a coffee, but not sure. Oh, we even got an OXO cube. Oh, what's this? Cafe latte. It's probably exactly the same as the Maxwell House coffees. Maybe we'll give it a try. Let's give it a try, see if we can find enough sugar. There we are. Put some of these bits back, we don't need these things out. Trying to keep it as tidy as I can this week. Ish. These, really good. If I remember, I'll put a link to them in the description box. I think with Temu, I think they were like, I don't know, £1.50 for 10 or something. Anyway, I'll put it on screen and I'll put a link in the description box. Really good. Very handy indeed. Oh, did that come in there? Yeah, it does. Ooh. Okay. Spoon. Get some water. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to play ball this time. Thanks McDonald's for the sugar. I think so too, given how much your burgers cost. Right. Oh, are we boiling already? We are. Jeez. Quick. I do like how fast this is. The little BRS stove and the G3 are a pretty good match. Just wondering if my BRS stove has just got a little bit of an issue, or it could be the canister. This is one that I've filled up several times, so, and we've got a little rust developing. Maybe time to swap the canister out, which is fine. I've got another one at home. Maybe we do that. Temperature's definitely dropped now. It's getting on for 6:30. I don't know whether to do the twig stove or not. I'm not sure I want to tonight. It's not messing about. I could always just crawl inside the tent if I didn't to. I'm alright for now. Just out here in the peace and quiet, reading my book. Don't get much better than that. Just had another play with the drone. Beginning to get the hang of it now. The pre-programmed stuff is great, but really in drone mode it's fantastically good fun. It's not very fast. The range is only at, I think it's like 50 meters, I think, because I'm flying it from my phone and not from a controller. From a controller it's a lot longer. But it's pretty good fun. The other downside is the battery It's only 18-minute battery flight time. It's not a lot, but now that I've got the hang of flying it in droney mode, I'll try and do some more tomorrow depending on the weather. But it's a good fun, it's a good laugh. And I can imagine if you get to the right place, it looks fantastic footage. So we'll see how we get on. Time for soup. What time it is? 7:05. Any light still. Had enough coffee now though. There we are. Not so sure about this BRS stove now, you know. I might get the, I think the Green Peak, is it, from Fire Maple? I might try that one. Not sure the cost. I definitely need a small one that can pack away nicely in the G3 petrol pot. And I do know that the Green Peak one has that right angle set up for using these pots with the heat exchanger on. I'm going to have a look into it. Anyway, I'm going to have some tomato soup, which has been knocking around in my bag for a couple of years. Let's have this soup. Well, it's about 7:45. The temperature's starting to drop now, significantly, noticeably. You can see I've still got plenty of daylight, a couple of hours or more, but it's a little chilly. It's not cold, but I'm packed away mostly. I'm going to move into the tent and chillax, and I might set the time lapse up for tonight. It really depends if I can be bothered later on tonight when it gets dark. If not, probably see you in the morning. Can't be bothered to get up. It's been raining on and off in spurts and spurts all night long. It's just the bit that the storm's pushing out the way I expect. Every now and again the wind gusts nicely. A little bit of squall comes through. It's really like that. No problem with the tent, as you can see. Lovely. It got quite cold last night. I don't know what the temperature got down to, but I'll check later. I'm thinking of staying out